Um, Another game from Buenos Aires.
Yeah, against Panno, against the
Against
Argentinian
Panno.
grandmaster.
All right, let's see it. So another Sicilian.
Sicilian, well, until now is Sicilian. E6, and now white played the move D3, which is a little bit unusual. We transpose now in another defense. I mean, we don't play Sicilian. We play the so-called reverse King's Indian, I mean, or white King's Indian. I mean, white plays the same position like in King's Indian, but with white, not with black, you see. The same kind of position, like this. Bishop G7.
But what is the idea with right here? Is not slower.
He's trying, well, he's trying to play slower, but finally he wants to come on the king side. You'll see later on in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, c3. Well, this is good enough. Black has no problems here after the opening, but later on, it happens later on. d4 takes the and d5. Well, if you look at the position, the game is, drawish. I mean, black has good hopes to make a draw here. But it's not so simple. It's not very easy. See? Knight c3, rook c8, bishop f4. What? Now is everything is clear enough. I mean, black has to try to have some kind of initiative on the queen side. Whites want to, to come on the other side against the king. He plays against the king.
Why? Because the white pieces are on the king
Well,
side.
he has
mostly?
to play on the other side because here on the queen side, black is, he has very good position. I mean, he's all kind of control, c4 on b line and everything is okay.
Yes.
So you have to demonstrate, I mean, to play on the other side against the king, You have many pieces on the other side, you see.
Yes.
There's already 3-4 pieces attacking the king. Knight a5. Immediately he has control on c4. I mean,
Yes.
it seems that black is okay. I mean, there's no problem at all.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
here.
No, he wants to come very quickly. Yeah. Rook c1, of course. b5, b3. Okay, he doesn't allow immediately knight c4. No, b3 is a very good move. Yeah? And now b4. Okay, black realized everything. I mean, he played everything right until now. You see, but
what was the idea with rook on c1? Just to exchange the rooks?
no, he controls the c line and the possibility to come immediately with knight c4, attacking the pawn from b2 and trying to win a pawn very quickly. If you give the possibility, black comes with knight c4, knight takes b2, and afterwards you lose the knight from c3. If you don't play immediately rook c1. He played rook c1, which was very good. He protected it, and now the game is very complicated again.
This knight was hanging here.
Yes.
After b3.
Right. Until now, everybody was playing right. I mean, it seems that the game is balanced. Like this.
Yeah.
Queen d2, knight c6. Okay, now white tries to come on the other side. And a5. Maybe it was here. It was a little bit better to take immediately the knight from e2. Maybe because we'll see later on his knight from e2 will come with decisive effect on the other side later on, much later.
Yeah, but also that bishop looks that
well,
controls a lot of.
It looks not very good idea to give the white bishop because afterwards the queen from d2 comes to e2 and maybe later on to a6 or b5 and there's better game,
Yeah.
But at least it's not so easy to attack against the king. That maybe therefore was a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay.
So knight gc. Now the position is very unclear, and white has all his pieces there, against the king.
Committed.
And you'll see, it will be very hard to find counterplay for black,
Okay.
Queen b6, h4, knight b8. He tries to trade some pieces, with black, Yeah. Queen g5. This way of attacking with the queen in g5 with the bishop in h6 is a little bit unusual, you'll see. Yeah. So now he took, and he took. Now it's very unclear because the queen is very strong already in h6 and he's attacking on the king side. He has all his pieces against the king. And you see, that makes the difference finally. Rook c8, normal, to trade another piece. Yeah, takes, and now h5. Okay. So now what can you do? He tries to come with the queen. If you give time to have queen to d8 from d8 to f8, he can hope that the game is balanced again. He doesn't have many chances to attack quickly.
Yes.
But now white is playing, and the final attack is very beautiful. You'll see. So knight g5. The only move is knight f8. If not, is mate. Immediately.
Yes.
Knight f8, and now what kind of move do you think? I told you, if he gives a piece, that means that you can resign immediately. Now he finds a very strong move, bishop e4. Now you have to take the bishop, because if you don't take the bishop, I'm threatening, between other things, to take in g6, sacrifice a piece with crushing attack.
Yes. And you said that if Bobby sacrifice a piece,
you can resign immediately, because he's right. I mean, he gives a piece, but then has decisive attack or decisive
so that
initiative.
was the feeling between
the difference between him and Tal, between Tal and Fischer. Tal played, also very beautiful games, but sometimes the games, the sacrifices was not fully correct, But from Fischer, when he sacrificed the piece, it was decisive. I mean, in a few moves, you could resign.
It was finished.
Yeah.
So there was always.
But you'll see what happens now in the game. You'll see. Queen e7. If he takes immediately in e4, after knight g from g3 to e4, he comes immediately with attacking, attacking chances in f6, and he resigns in 2-3 moves, of course. So queen e7 is the last hope, but now it's finished again, because everything is forced. You have to take, and now takes. Now you have to take again. I'm threatening mate. The only move is knight f8. Because if you play queen g7, for instance, after bishop takes in h7 check, queen takes e6 check.
Just a second. So if
I am winning at least 2-3 points.
So if he comes,
There,
here,
I'm taking the knight with check. You have to take, and queen takes e6, and it resigns in a few moves. You lose the knight, and completely lost.
You lose the knight, and
the attacks goes on.
the attack goes on.
Every end game is fantastic, for white. But you don't come to the end game. It's mate in between, somewhere.
Okay.
So now the only move is knight g5, the last hope, and now knight h5. Oh, he resigned, I think. So, okay, he gave check first. The attacks goes on, Check first. Everything is forced, and queen h7 check. He resigned because after king f8 is queen g8 mate.
Queen g8 mate.
Yeah. I gave two pieces. I mean, Fischer gave 2 pieces for crushing attack, you see, in a few moves. But bishop e4 is a very beautiful move. Yeah. Very simple, of course, but you have to find it. Yeah.
Bishop e4.
Bishop e4.
Yes.
It was decisive tempo. He comes with the piece in attack. If you take, is decisive tempo. If you don't take, we have the possibility to look at this game.
Exactly, to have an extra attacker.
Yeah. Very beautiful, no?
Yes.
Probably the most beautiful game of the whole tournament. Probably. Yeah. And you don't forget that Panno was one of the strongest players in the world in that period. To beat him like this, it is something. Yeah.